It's all the above, best believe we do it better. I want the fame, the fortune, all the above. I want the checks, the moolah, all the above. From Philadelphia to New York, all the above. Man, tell them other stations they don't do it like us. I want the fame, the fortune, all the above. I want the checks, the moolah, all the above. From Philadelphia to New York, all the above. Man, tell them other stations they don't do it like us. What up?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Angel Marie from All of the Above, and I am joined here today with Christopher from Arts Fishing Club. How are you?
It's doing so good. On the road, just driving.
Just moving and grooving on to the next location.
Always,
Let
always.
everyone know, where are you headed to right now?
We are headed from Nashville to Denver right now. Yep.
Lovely. So you guys are literally seeing everything, like all the beautiful landscapes, the sceneries, or is it just all trees?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful flat Kansas and Missouri right now. Actually, Missouri is pretty at times, but we're about to hit the flatlands of Kansas coming up pretty soon. So yeah, it's
Nice. So you ready to get into this interview?
absolutely. Let's do
All
it.
right. So, what inspired you to pursue a career in music?
Just the feeling of always wanting to do it, I guess. Yeah, I always felt like music was really important. I did other fun things. I played a lot of sports. I had a ton of interests, and did a bunch of different activities or whatever kind of growing up, but music always felt really just, I think important is the right word to me. It just felt like there was a different level of like weight to it. And I always thought it would just be so awesome to be a musician. And it wasn't so much a part of the reality of my community that I grew up in. Like there were no musicians. There were uh almost in the whole state of Wisconsin, there's not a whole lot of like actual professional musicians. um I mean, there are, but not a crazy amount. And so I always wanted to do it, and I just kind of had the belief, like deep down, that like, it's just people doing it. They're not superheroes, so why can't I? And I slowly worked at it, just kind of behind the scenes, and kind of kept it hidden, and slowly got better and built more confidence and got support from people at times, and yeah, just ended up just doing it.
I love that. See, consistency is key, right?
For sure. Exactly.
Now, let us know, how did Arts Fishing Club come together, and what's the story behind the band's name?
Yeah, so the name is actually, it's an homage to both my grandfathers. So I started the band with a cousin originally. And we were about to play an open mic, and we were looking for a name to, name for this open mic. And both my grandfathers are named Arthur, and I had just gone on a fishing trip with that cousin, and we made these Arts Fishing Club T-shirts, as an homage to that grandpa. And he was like, "Oh, we should just be Arts Fishing Club." And I hated the name. Um, 'Cause I didn't think anyone, and that was lame. Um, uh, and but after a while, like going to bed that night, I kind of realized it's kind of crazy that both my grandfathers are named Arthur. So it's an homage to both of them. And then also there's just like a play on words with like approaching art, music, the way that I was taught to fish, which is like, fishing's a really weird activity because you go out and you're doing it, and there's this big goal in mind. Like everyone, you want to go out and catch fish, but at the same time, like if you go out and do it and you're only going to be happy if like you catch a big fish, you're going to have a miserable time, and you're going to hate fishing. So um I think that's a lot like music. Like when you're writing songs, uh the goal is to write a song that resonates with a ton of people, that's like a big hit, like landing big fish. But more often than not, you kind of write one and cast and reel in empty handed, and then you just gotta do it again over and be like, all right, this one, this one, this one. So yeah, I like that it was kind of a play on words and mission statement, as well as just giving love to my grandfathers, who I owe a lot to.
I love that. It holds a lot of sentimental value. And it's like, in addition to that, I feel like it's such a unique name that it gets people wondering, like, what's Arts Fishing Club? Especially if you just see a sign hanging in front of a venue, like Arts Fishing Club performing tonight. People are curious, like, what is that?
For sure, for sure.
Now, how would you describe the sound of Arts Fishing Club for someone who's never heard your music before?
Yeah, I mean, I think our music is very much rooted in like acoustic singer-songwriter um writing. A lot of the process is it starts with me writing the songs on acoustic guitar. And so I grew up on Paul Simon and Bob Dylan and like a lot of just these very, very organic singer-songwriters. Um, and from there, like morphing it into a more alternative rock kind of jammy band feel. So and rock band feel. So it starts with the song at the core, I would say, and then moves to get a little bit weirder, a little bit more jammy. And yeah, and I think that our career kind of like matches that, in the sense of early on the sound was much more folk, much more singer songwriter, and as we've progressed and spent more time as a band, and gotten better at on our instruments, and just being in a band, there's been more collaboration and more just pushing musical moments.
I like that. And you talked about how your music went from like folk, indie, into alternative rock. And then you also said you originally started out making music with your cousin. So how would you say your music has evolved from that first moment until where you are now?
Yeah, well, it is perpetually evolving. One thing that I noticed, I feel like there's been a big change lyrically. Um, I used to write a lot of lyrics that were pretty autobiographical, or even if they weren't autobiographical, it was like almost like journaling and dumping emotions that way. And I feel like we're moving into a space where the lyrics are like, I'm kind of I feel like I've kind of said what I need to say for me, you know. And now focusing on writing songs about other things that are just like way outside of me, or just like kind of poetic nonsensical lyrics, in the sense of like there's been a handful of songs where after I'm we're done, I'm like, I don't really know what this means, but it means something. um you know and that's some of my favorite writing. There's a lot of I think there's a lot of amazing artists out there, where I mean, Bob Dylan is one of them, where there's so many times where I listen to his songs and I couldn't tell you at all what it's about, but at the same time it does feel like it's about something, and it makes you feel, and it lets your mind fill it, like paint a lot of the um paint in the gaps and fill in the gaps. So
Yeah, leave for your own interpretation, right?
yeah, exactly.
I like that. And with you guys currently being on tour right now, what would you
Mhm.
say has been the most memorable moment thus far, or what has been your favorite city that you visited already?
Yeah. Okay. I What's so funny is I was thinking about this earlier today while I was driving, and now my mind is running such a blank as to what I was even thinking about. One thing that definitely happens is the brain starts to get fried on the road. But one of the most memorable moments so far of this tour was, um, Oh man, now I'm trying to. Well, we're gonna have to circle back on this one because I'm drawing a blank right now, and there was something that I was thinking of earlier today, and it's gonna pop into my head in like 2 minutes. I promise.
Right, we'll be mid conversation, like, I remember.
Exactly. That's always how it goes.
Well, my next question is still in the spirit of tours, and the fact that you said that your brain kind of gets fried the longer you are on tour. How do you guys keep that energy and momentum up night after night for touring? Because I'm assuming that the set is pretty much the same. Maybe you might switch a few songs or the way that you have the order here and there, but doing the same thing over and over for a brand new crowd, how do you guys keep up that energy?
Yeah, it's not easy. And it depends on the day. I think there is just like a bit of a level of professionalism of, or just like the whole purpose, the whole reason why we are driving all day and loading in for hours and sound checking for hours and then loading out at night and driving and sleeping in another hotel or Airbnb or crashing somewhere, um, is for that 1 hour, that 1 hour and 30 minutes. Like that's the only reason we're doing this. Like this part of it is not, day after day after day is not, it's fun in a way. We enjoy each other and it is fun, but it hurts the body too. It's, we're really just doing it for that 1 hour and that an hour and a half of getting to perform for people. So I think, um, there is there are definitely days where you have to, okay, I'm exhausted, and you have to kind of ramp yourself up, but for the most part it is the whole point. So we're able to kind of get there, because why else would we be doing it, almost, if that makes sense.
No,
um
absolutely. It's like there's a silver lining in that story. It's like
Yeah, and it's like
in the
we can be super exhausted, but then as we're stepping on stage, like that's the energizing part. That's the whole reason that we're doing it. So there is like a bit, at least for me, a bit of a switch that just kind of gets flipped, and I would say all the guys feel that as well.
yeah, it's nice to see your fans and supporters face to face. You get that more intimate connection with them.
Yep, exactly.
Now let's dive a little bit into your song Supernatural Groove. So can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that creative process and what the song is all about?
I know you want to, baby. I want to lay here and hold you. Supernatural groove.
Yeah. That song I that started with the guitar riff. So there's just the boom, 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 ba-doop, boo, boo. That was something I started playing on acoustic guitar, and I was like, "Ooh, this is cool. I like this." And I would just kind of play it over and over again, and then I started singing over it. Um, and then that song, I kind of had that riff and a little bit of the lyrics for a long time, and I think I showed it to a couple people, and they're like, I really liked it, and I eventually brought it to a co-write with a friend of mine, Stone, who's an incredible writer, and we kind of worked on it there, and we demoed it out, um, and then from that, I took that demo to another buddy in the band, Chancey, and we kind of rearranged some things, and I think we even changed the key. And yeah, we it just all came together. So that is definitely one that was a very collaborative.
It sounds like magic. Now, how
Yeah,
the crowd responded to Supernatural Groove when you guys perform live on tour?
yeah, that's become one of our absolute favorites to play. People are really loving it, and especially live. Like there's a whole different energy that we're bringing to it live, and especially at the end, it really picks up and gets pretty big and fun. So no, we've been absolutely loving playing that one. That's been a highlight of the night for sure.
Definitely a crowd favorite.
Yeah, I think so.
I like that. Now, as a group, I'm sure that you guys probably have creative differences. Somebody probably wants to tailor a song a certain way and someone else doesn't. How do you guys normally mesh your ideas together as a collective?
Yeah, luckily we're a pretty like easygoing group of people that are super open. Like we and it like people can toss things out, and we pretty much always try everything
Mhm.
um and go from there. You know, if we try something and then whoever kind of proposed it after we tried it maybe a couple of times, they'll kind of do like the all right, so what? And sometimes people are like, I don't know, like let's, and then whoever tossed out the idea, if after we try it and everyone's like, yeah, it's still not like it's okay, you know, it's not a like a fuck yeah,
Yeah.
then then we're like, all right, yeah, screw it, let's move on. And and then vice versa, if we try things out and people are like, wait, yeah, like this is sick, then we know. So luckily, yeah, it's just a easy group of people that like we all want the best for the music, and we all like there's not a whole lot of ego within the band where it's like people are that married to any of their ideas. It's just like let's try it and see if it's good or not.
Oh, you guys are a great bunch. I feel like so many people are sometimes the opposite, where everyone has so many, especially as artists, people have so many great ideas that they want their idea to always get chosen. So I love the fact that you guys honor each other's creative differences or similarities, and you guys, go with the flow, and there's never anything too big to handle.
Totally. Yeah, no, I would say that's definitely one of the most fun parts about creating with this group of guys is it's like it's not it there's not a whole lot of friction.
No, that's beautiful. And to add on to that, what would you say is the greatest part about this journey of being in a band and having your friends and your group work with you? What do you love the most about this journey?
It's I think for me it's honestly just building it like step by step, brick by brick. Like it's, you know, it's been years of booking small tours and putting out albums. Like we don't have a label, we don't have management. It is just us. Like Jody Lee, our drummer, he is an incredible graphic designer, and he like handles designing almost all of the merch. Chris Dunkley is our tour manager and lead guitarist. And he like all day, every day is sending out emails and like running all of the management side of that. And then I take on a huge role with promote uh, like social media, and then promoting the shows and getting people out. And we do have a booking agent, so that's kind of a newer relationship. So that's been helping a lot.
Mhm.
Um, but it's yeah, I think there's just a lot of joy for me in the fact that like we're 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 not like really waiting around for anyone else to make it happen for our set for us. We're
Mhm.
just going out there and doing it every day, and slowly but surely, like we, you know, we look back and we're like, whoa, like okay, it's we're getting better as musicians, we're getting better as songwriters, we're getting better as a band, we're touring bigger shows, you know. So it's that little kind of step by step feeling is really it's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes it that much more gratifying knowing that you did it all by yourself, wearing multiple hats, and it still turned out a success.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we still feel like we're teetering on the edge of destruction all the time. Um, but it feels like we're building it in the right direction, and people are responding and getting excited, and that there's a lot of forward momentum.
I love that. Now, what is next for Arts Fishing Club after the tour? What can your fans and supporters and our listeners expect to see and hear from you guys in the future?
Yeah, we're about to drop a ton of new music. So we have a new EP that's recorded and a new album. So we're probably going to be putting out about a song a month for the rest of the year. I said that earlier around January, and I haven't fully executed on that because got a little bit busy with tour. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. We're going to be releasing a lot of new music over the next year.
Nice. So you guys are going to be busy, busy, busy. And I'm sure everyone wants to stay up to date with everything that you have going
Yes.
on, especially when you drop that new music. So how can they do that? How can they find Arts Fishing Club and stream your music?
Yeah. I mean, obviously Spotify, it's all the Apple Music, Title pays the best, so please listen there. Um, or buy on iTunes. And then just following on Instagram and we're starting the TikTok. We're trying to figure that out a bit. So yeah, all the social media. If you really, the best way to like really stay in touch is hopping on our email list. Because yeah, we'll just let you know when we're coming to your city, and there's like merch offers and cool, fun, like exclusive things that happen on the email list.
Nice. So make sure you guys check them out, stream their music, especially on Tidal. Make sure you
Yeah.
support and get those streams up. But before you guys go, make sure you also follow us. We are available on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We are trying the TikTok as well. So, bear with us at
Oh yeah.
or all of the above one. That is where you will see amazing interviews and content. And make sure you also hit that subscribe button and follow us on YouTube at All of the Above Podcast. That is where you will see this amazing interview with Christopher and learn more about Arts Fishing Club, as well as a host of other interviews that we have done in local events. And last but not least, make sure you also visit our website at www.alloftheabove-podcast.com. That is where you will literally have all of the information of all the above, so you have no excuse not to find any of our streaming platforms or our social media platforms. But everything is available there, so make sure you guys follow and support. Christopher, it was a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Angel.
Yes, and I appreciate you giving me time with you being on the road. I know you probably want to rest and
Hey,
rejuvenate.
no, it's all good. It's all good. We love it. So appreciate you big time. And what city are you in?
We're in Philly.
You're in Philly. Oh, so we just missed you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
missed
yeah.
you.
Just missed you. But
But we'll have to check you guys out the next time you come in town.
yeah, definitely. So
And make sure you guys check out Arts Fishing Club. If you have not, if they have not come to your city yet, make sure you check them out. And when you do, let them know that All the Above sent you.
yeah, please do.
Yes, I'm your girl, Angel Marie, and we will see you guys next time.
Wednesdays at 7, Angel Marie and Kevin playing the illest records, bringing us back together. Philly is all season, storming through any weather, leaving the track bleeding. Way we pull it together, we applying my pressure. I am your new professor, teaching this whole semester. Pay attention to lessons. I like a chili pepper fresh out of Louisiana. It's all the above, best believe we do it better. I want the fame.